Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Wednesday afternoon, and here's what's happening on MVP News. Got a lot to tell you. This afternoon, I'm going to take you into the Fulton County Commissioner's office. It was a very contentious meeting, and I suggest those of you who live in Fulton County to pay attention to these commissioner meetings because there's a lot of things that happen and take place that affect you and your family. But anyway, let me get to the story. There was a commissioner, I'm not going to mention her name, she's a female that is not a person of color, who pretty much read a prepared statement provided by Wellstar. You all might remember Wellstar. They pulled out of Midtown about a month and a half ago without notice and left the whole area without coverage. A Trauma One center just gone. And so in this letter that seemingly was prepared by Wellstar, it said that they contacted the Fulton County Commissioner's office and that they didn't respond. And apparently this was not factual. So Commissioner Khadija Abdul Rahman really went off.
White privilege can turn into white tears at any moment. The problem I have, Commissioner Thorne, I respect you as a commissioner, but I think you may need to have a conversation with whatever commissioner you are comfortable with, because you need to have a conversation before you come and read a statement the way you did. Because when these hospitals were closing, when Chairman Pitts, as well as others, were trying to fight, you weren't here. You didn't get the calls. And I stand by my statement, because I, as well as other commissioners over here, got the calls. We know people whose lives were lost simply because they were poor and of color.
There were two other commissioners that chimed in as well.
None of what you said was true. None. Not one word. They never approached us. They never talked to us. They never asked us for any money. That is an absolute falsehood. The first thing that we noticed that we got was that they were closing the Wellstar in East Point. And they said, oh, don't worry, because we're going to keep the one in Midtown open. But you know what the people at Grady told me? They said they're closing the one in Midtown in 6 months. And guess what they did? They closed the one in Midtown in 6 months. None of what you said was true.
I appreciate Commissioner Abdurrahman's comments about healthcare in her district and the calls that she has received. I appreciate Commissioner Arrington's comments, and I concur that that sounded quite like a paid advertisement for Wellstar. You asked in your lengthy comments, what message are we sending? And I would ask you, what message are you sending when you said not one word about healthcare in Fulton County? You said not one word defending the citizens of Fulton County. You said nothing about your role as a county commissioner, but rather sounded like you were a lawyer defending Wellstar. That's not the job you were elected to do. That's certainly not the job I was elected to do. So I support my colleagues, and I support this resolution, and I'm sort of on Commissioner Abdurrahman's side when I say I'm appalled by your comments, Commissioner Thorne.
As you can see, there's a lot of things happening in politics that you need to really know about. And we bring you right in the room right here on MVP.